So my boyfriend came over today and cooked dinner and I am stoked. Look how good this looks. So those are chick patties for those of you who have never seen them. And if you haven't seen them before, you should definitely go try them. They are, I believe they're actually vegan. They're not just vegetarian, they are totally vegan. And it's this company Morningstar and they are amazing. Also, I love sun-dried tomatoes and he has a strong love of onions, which I do not share, but as you can see, which plate belongs to him. So I should start off by saying that Thorny Thursday, that can mean a few different things. It can mean I will be talking about something that originally was maybe thorny, but it maybe blossomed, or it, kind of was like a rosebud, it turned into something positive in the long term. Thorny Thursday can also mean talking about something that is affecting the world right now that is negative. Thorny Thursday just can mean a lot of different things. So for today, Thorny Thursday, it's going to be discussing an issue briefly that is important and mostly just talking about how we can work to maybe address an issue that comes along when we talk about topics like this. So today I went to a meeting and we were introduced to this woman who had been a part of the police department for quite some time, and she recently just quit because she wanted to take on a position at an organization, a nonprofit, where they help kids, they help teenagers who are exposed to violence in their lives at one point or another. So they deal directly with providing resources for those people. But she has quite a lot of experience, and so she was speaking about the second largest criminal industry in the world, which surprisingly, or maybe not surprisingly, is human trafficking. And human trafficking, when you hear those words, it sounds like perhaps that you might not consider how that happens in the United States. It might make you think of countries outside of the United States. However, it is unfortunately happening in our own country all the time, and these are people's everyday lives that this actually happens every day, and so I just wanted to kind of, address that and what we talked about there. It was just, I don't know, it's mind-boggling, I guess, how these kinds of things are happening all the time, and I feel like with these types of issues, it's very easy to kind of hear about them and then go about the rest of your day as if you didn't just hear the worst thing possible. And I guess what my question is for you is, how can we as a team, individually, how can we go about continuously educating ourselves on these issues and staying up to date and not forgetting about them? It's just so easy to go back to your everyday life and forget about these problems that exist in the world, because we have to deal with things in our own lives. So how do we continuously, is education, do we continuously educate ourselves? Do we continuously work for solutions? I guess those are the two things I'm thinking about, but how do we make a problem, how do we address it constantly while we have to do other things in our lives? Why is it so easy to forget that these problems exist in the world, and why is it so easy to fall back into the daily routine of things? It's something interesting to think about, because I feel like it's so easy to do that. And we watched a documentary, which I will link below, and even watching the documentary, you can feel this distance between you and, the video, because although these are real people and you're hearing their stories and you're seeing it, you're still not actually there. you're still not actually the person who's living in that particular situation. So it's kind of what I was thinking about. It's kind of like when you go to a zoo and you see all of, you know, the wild animals, and, you know, they're behind this glass, and so you feel safe, you feel protected, you see it, you see this dangerous, you know, potentially dangerous thing right there, and yet you're protected by the glass. And I feel like that's kind of how I felt when I was watching the documentary. Although it was eye-opening, and I learned things, and it was scary, you know. It's scary that that's actually someone's reality, and it makes you think about a lot of things. But I guess I'm just saying that you can see the danger and you can sense the danger, but you still know that you're not actually experiencing it like firsthand. So you still felt safe, and I felt like I was watching from a distance. And is that why I feel like it's easy to fall back into the routine of my own daily life? I mean, even thinking about this now while I'm talking to this camera, well, really not talking to the camera, I'm talking to y'all, but I just feel like I don't know. I mean, like, tomorrow I'm gonna post a new video and it's going to be about something completely different than this topic. Does that mean that I am one of those people? Does that mean it's so easy just to forget about the problems that exist? I think I'm trying to personally work on continuously educating myself and continuously fighting for people's rights. And that doesn't mean that you can't have your own life. You can totally have your own life. And I actually find that it's very important that a huge group of people that all do something, like a little bit of something, can knock down huge barriers and build up, you know, great things. So I think that's also important to remember, that it's just not an individual task. It's something that we can all work on. All of these issues, all of the problems in the world, it's something that we can all be equipped to attack together. Which I just guess I want to remind you all to continuously remember these issues, remember these things that are going on in the world, and continuously stay updated, stay educated. Remember that you do make a difference, and working together, I believe, is key. And yeah, Thorny Thursday. They're going to be interesting, probably. You know, we're going to learn a lot of things together. I've definitely learned a lot of things just in this past 24 hours, and I will see you tomorrow. And feel free to watch the documentary. I highly recommend it. And let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm curious as to, how do you feel about learning about things in the world that you want to help out with, and how do you help them continuously? How do you strive for goals? How do you do those types of things? I'm curious. So let me know down in the comments, and yeah, feel free to subscribe on the landing page, and yeah, I will definitely see you tomorrow. I love you all, and yeah, have a good day.